Welcome to another SailfishOS app podcast. Long time no see, but I'm back with another app tip for you. And this time around I want to show you a nice terminal application. So an alternative to the finger term that comes pre-installed or that is activatable by entering the developer mode. And this time around I want to show you a terminal application called ToeTerm, which is basically an application that is a terminal application with more SailfishOS Silica look and feel to it. And basically let's get started. You can find it on open repos on Storeman, for example. And let's get started by, first of all, let me open up the app here. And then, this is basically the app. First thing you might want to do is go into the settings, which is indicated here by this little dot. You can't swipe, unfortunately. You have to press here on this dot to go to the settings application, basically, or the settings page. And here you have various different settings. And the first setting that you want to check, of course, is the settings. And here I had to change the font size because it was a tiny little font, and I changed it to 25, which makes it a little bit more readable in my taste. For my taste, you can see you can change the keyboard behavior as well as the scroll and drag mode. You have the option to scroll, which is the default. So let me show you this. If I just enter, for example, just as you can see here, we have a nice little keyboard with big icons for a big target for the enter key, for the backspace key, page up, page down, and the arrow keys, as well as the tab key. And if I had tab, for example, I can get an overview of different commands here. I can quit out of it, and I can then with the swipe gesture, I can scroll through all my arguments that I have here, all my stuff that is visible on the screen. But this is not everything. I also have, of course, the option to, if I have a command, just like for example, I type in UN and hit page up, it will search the history for the last command, in this case uname A, and I can press enter, and as you can see here, it gives me the kernel version that I'm currently running. So a nice little keyboard. As you can see, it gets invisible. If I press on it, it will move up the whole the terminal output, and if I wait the seconds that I have set up here in settings, 4000 milliseconds or 4 seconds basically, it will then just simply blend out the keyboard. You have keyboard feedback, so if you press on the keys, you get a vibration. So the vibration motor is working and giving you a nice keyboard feedback. You have the option to choose a transparent background, just like as you can see here, my wallpaper, my nice little wallpaper here with the X for my Moto X, of course. And then you have some other options, just like for example, move behavior for the keyboard. And the drag mode, it's set to scroll, as I showed you right now, scrolling. But what if I want to mark stuff? I can go and to select here. If I go back and I want to select some stuff to copy it, I can just simply swipe here. I have this now. I can go to the next page and choose on the top copy, and this will copy it, allow me to copy it. And of course, if I have text that I want to paste into the terminal, I have the paste option right here and can use it as well. This is a pretty nice option, of course, but there's another thing called gestures. Scroll, as you can see, select, and gestures. I'm not pretty sure what this does. Okay, it's, as you can see here, if I do gestures, page up, page down, it will send commands to the terminal. It won't work on the keyboard, as you can see here. If the keyboard isn't active, I can perform gestures. This is also the reason why this little dot is not moving with the swipe gesture. Let's go back to the scroll option. As you can see here, there's also the option to change the char set if I'd like to not use UTF-8, but I would recommend using UTF-8. Then you have the keyboard layouts. You can select various different layouts. As you can see, I have several ones configured here. By default, I think every one of those layouts are active, or every of these layouts are active. You can switch by pressing and holding the space bar, just like on the normal SailfishOS keyboard, and then swipe up. As you can see here, I switched to the English Extra, which is basically an English keyboard layout, QWERTY, with F keys on the top. So pretty useful if you have a terminal application that uses F keys, just like, for example, Midnight Commander or something like this, that uses F keys to perform certain actions. So pretty nice that you have the option to use them here with this keyboard layout. And as you can see here, switching between keyboard layouts pretty easy, normal English, and I can switch back to QWERTY. And also, as you can see, if I switch between the various different keyboard layouts, the width of the keyboard stays the same, so I don't have any problems with switching between keyboard layouts in the terminal. Then there are some other options as well. As you can see here, there are some actions that you can perform, just like, for example, an SSH screen example, an SSH example, and screen DR example. Control A and D is useful for a screen session. And Control C for aborting something. Quick actions basically that you can choose here, and if you press one of these, just a Control C, it will perform a Control C here. Of course, you can do this manually. You have a control still here. If you press it once, it will be marked, and if you then press something else, just for example C, it will execute this. So it still works this way as well. It might be nice if you could customize those actions and add some new actions in here, some more complicated actions that you can use for certain applications, for example, might be coming in the future. I'm not sure. Then there's an URL grabber. So if I have an URL here, just like, for example, if I'm using YouTube DL to grab an URL from some website, I can see it here in the URL grabber, and then can click on it to open up the URL, or even, I think, copying, as you can see, is possible, and then I can paste it to LL's video player, for example, to play back the video or something like this. So this is possible. There are color schemes available, just like, for example, the default one, which is a white one, but there's also Solarized dark, which looks like this. And if you, I think it's more visible if you turn off the transparent background, as you can see here. So this is a Solarized theme, very pleasing to the eyes. There is an alternative Solarized dark theme, which looks like this. Don't see much of a difference, but there's, I think, maybe a color difference in this. And there's a Solarized light version as well, and this looks like this, as you can see here. A pretty white version, not very useful on the AMOLED screen of my Moto X2, and the default one looks basically like this, so black and white, white on black, and I prefer the transparent background. Looks more SailfishOS-like. So yeah, this is basically the application ToeTerm. I showed you, I think, pretty much everything. There's only one thing that I can show you is there's a menu here which allows you to go to and open up a new window if you'd like to. So you can have pretty much your whole desktop cluttered in terminal windows, which is pretty nice. And there's a about screen for ToeTerm. As you can see here, version 1.6. You can see the terminal size, you can see the char set, you can see that it's based on ToeTerm, and it's which is a fork of FingerTerm. So as you can see here, this is all related somehow to the original FingerTerm terminal. And you can see there's a configuration file available if you'd like to change the settings on the fly, or you set something up which is unrecoverable from the graphic user interface, you can change it in the settings as well. So this is ToeTerm, version 1.6, I think, and you can get it on Open Repos Storeman. You can like it if you like it, and or star it in this case, and write some comments and support the project. As you can see here, it has some nice little overview about the new features compared to the original FingerTerm. Pretty much everything that I showed you right now. And yeah, this is everything for this little demonstration of ToeTerm. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, bye!